Hey, what's up, everyone? Welcome to Bronco Base Camp Live. Here we are Wednesday night at what, 9 p.m. or slightly?
9:01.
9:01, slightly after. So, everyone, thanks for tuning in. Nurse AJ checked in earlier. She couldn't stay for tonight, but was nice enough to let us know she'll be watching tomorrow. So, thank you, Nurse AJ, for that. Dirk Connor, hey there to you as well. Bronco Dude, what is up, everyone, from Ontario? I can't wait to go see. One of these days, we're going to end up in Canada visiting probably Johnny and Marie. Beautiful countryside there. I want to go check it out. It's going to be awesome. So I'll let you know when that is. Do that soon. Michael Cooper, what's going on from Rochester, New York? Well, hello from Chesapeake, Virginia, and Dirk Connor there, Western North Carolina. So guess who has a short ride to Super Celebration East? Dirk Connor does. That's going to be awesome. And by the way, we have some news here. I want to let everybody tune in. Do not go anywhere. We have some really cool news. I'm going to tease you with one thing and announce a guest for next week. It's going to be awesome. Gavin's going to tell you why in the world am I wearing a Mustang sweatshirt on a Bronco Talk Live night, Bronco Base Camp.
And that just gave it away.
No, I didn't. I didn't give anything away.
Did.
I decided to wear a Mustang sweatshirt.
Just because you said, oh, yeah, you might be wondering why I'm wearing a Mustang sweatshirt, it's pretty obvious.
Hey, don't hit the table. Why? Look, why are you always like, I'm trying to joke around and you're Mr. Serious. What's up with that? It's like role reversal. But I do have an apology to make. I think I had to do one of these before. So for everyone who saw the thumbnail for the show, I posted it last night for tonight's show. It was brought to my attention. It was very clickbaity and poor taste, and I didn't mean it. I honestly made sense to me at the time, but then when I looked at it again this morning, I replaced it. Sorry, went with a kind of boring one for the rest of the day. But if you make thumbnails and if you do these videos, you'll know that less is more. However, the least amount of words you use sometimes makes it look different, right? Makes the content look different or like a different message. And so that's the definition of clickbait. So I got rid of it in a hurry because that's not what we're known for. We don't have all of the shock and all expressions and all that. And no, anyway, I'm not going to go there. Positive night, but I made a mistake. Sorry about that. And I'll try to do better. I think we've done pretty well to this point. But that was the negative. So my apologies, please accept that. And we're going to move on now. Pretty cool news is 4,000 subscribers. So, for some people, they're always counting and counting and counting. Sure, the next thing is 5,000, right? But I am grateful to each and every one of you, 4,000. And even for those that don't subscribe but keep coming back and watching the content, thank you so much. We appreciate you. Like I said, Gavin and I are humbled by that. Gavin, you want to say something to that about that 4,000 for us?
Yeah, that was very exciting. Just like when we hit 1,000.
Yeah.
When we hit 1,000, we were crazy.
So I don't know about anyone else or anywhere else, but I know that we're super, super grateful for that. So onward to 5,000, and there we go. It's going to go from there. So, yeah, I've got some pretty good comments in there. So, like I said, heartfelt apology for misleading thumbnail, and we're going to get into that content right now. So let's get going. Bronco Dude, we said hello to you. We can't do it enough. Dirk Connor, as usual. Bronco 78, what is going on? Howdy to you too, sir. Jessica Dunn, hello. Long time we haven't seen you in the chat, so welcome back. Welcome back. And Andrea with the 1999 super chat. Hello, hello. So got one less Bronco Raptor around here. By the way, if you haven't seen it, the walk around and review of Andrea's Bronco Raptor is on our channel. And that video is doing really well. I appreciate the positive comments. But, when you have somebody like Andrea that lends his vehicle to you to let you film it and look at it. And it's so easy because the Bronco Raptor is such a cool machine. And so we're going to get into talking about that in just a second. Bronco 78 said, going to change the show to Pony Base Camp. Never, not in a million years. Wednesday night is Bronco, 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 other than occasional sweatshirt and Dark Horse hat. And Ford's not kidding with these hats. Dark Horse is so dark you can't even see the logo. I don't even think you can see it there. You can see there's almost 2 white eyes in there, so you barely see that as well. Water Walker, what is going on? 2 tons of subscribers. Congrats. Yeah, I like how you put that there.
Because
2 tons.
1 ton is 2,000.
I know. Very good. Jonathan Falls, what is going on? What is going on? And Gavin over here is breaking it loose on this Instagram handle, helping me with content. So he has some pretty cool stuff there. Deal man for a 20. Deal me in for a. Sorry, glasses even don't work. Deal me in for a 2024. What is going on? How are you? How are you? Thanks for saying hello. Steve P. Hey, from Phoenix. Well, hello out there in Phoenix. We're going to visit Phoenix here in maybe next year. I think next year, plan on doing that. So have to look you up when we get there. Bronco 78 said, just looks like a plain black hat on the screen. Yeah, and seriously, when even not on the screen, you can almost tell there's a different color right here. And that is the Dark Horse, the logo. You've seen that. Pretty cool. I got this hat from Hart Plaza up in Detroit when we were there for the global launch of the Mustang, and it was pretty cool to get that. And there is Mr. Johnny in the house. Hello, Johnny. How are you, sir? Got some news for you as well. Johnny said, congrats on the Dark Horse. Well, I guess when I have the keys in hand, it'll be good. So, as you know better than anyone, anything can happen between now and then. Hopefully we don't get delayed too much, but also building it in possibly June or August, whatever the date is, that'll be awesome. It'll work out perfect for timing and get it before Woodward Dream Clue. So definitely Gavin and I were talking tonight. Will we take the Bronco or we take the Dark Horse? And he said, no doubt we're going to take the Dark Horse. I'm actually going to do a video on the build. So we're going to show our build sheet and why I picked what I picked and what the total was. But let's get back to this here. Let's see. Car Story said, I was told by the Ford dealer I can't custom order a Dark Horse. That is absolutely 100% false. So there's a few different things in there.
Let me see if the order banks are still open online.
There is, we're going to do a video on that. Don't worry about that. There's handling pack or not, appearance pack. There's.
All right, this is dumb. I can't even get out.
Oh, that's all right. Just exit out. There are all sorts of options. There's even supposed to be an optional carbon fiber wheel. I will tell you, I didn't see it on the order, the build and price, but I also don't want them anyway. I know they're great for performance and less mass and all that good stuff, but one touch of a curb, they're done, and they are about $9,000. So I'm out on that. But we've got the wheels for the performance or the handling pack. I know this is Bronco. Don't go anywhere. Do have some cool news here. But yes, you can absolutely custom order that as well. I'm gone in 60. What is going on? We need to connect offline. I have some questions for you, by the way. Hey, Nick, what is going on? I didn't see you in the comments earlier. Hello. So, anyway, some news. We'll go ahead and get right to it. Next week, we have a very special guest. Very special guest. And I had to make a decision, a business decision. So because we were able to land a Dark Horse, I made the decision to back out of getting the Bronco Raptor. Now, I don't take that, it was a hard decision. It really was. But here's my way of thinking. So my business partner, CPA, and banker said, hey, one of the other, that's it. I looked at it and said, okay, first year, one of the early Dark Horses, the last of the great generation of the V8. And hey, Gavin, we're live here, bud. And one of the, the last supposedly V8. So I had to make a decision. It looks like the Bronco Raptor is going to be with us for a while, at least all indications, and probably modify and only get better, that type thing. So we decided to say, well, we don't have a build date yet. I can't do both. So let's do one of the other. Let's do the Dark Horse. So that's where we're at with that. Having said that, that doesn't mean my attitude's changed on the Raptor. It's still a very awesome machine. Who knows? Maybe we can do something with it. We have some personal projects, company wide, that we're working on, and it's going to take being frugal to make it all happen. So some of the decisions been around business too. And if it was a few years ago where the economy was wide open, interest rates were low, there was positivity being spoken, seemed like every single day, the motivation may be there to do it. But yeah, we just had to make a decision. So it's one or the other, and right now it's it is going to be the Dark Horse as soon as they build it. So that's why we had to do that. Cigar Texan, what is going on, my friend? So there again, maybe there was a reason why we haven't gotten a build date yet. I have no idea. I still wasn't able to get to the bottom of that. So the bottom line is the Dark Horse was ordered. We'll see how that goes. We love our two Badlands right now. We could honestly spend some money on modifying those instead of another vehicle. We do have the two Broncos. Why not a Mustang? Every indication led to that. So because I didn't get a build date, that's where we're at. So, and honestly, it's going to be about 10,000 cheaper to get the Dark Horse too. So if you look at a monetary, right, if you're going to get one or the other, now my wife thinks that I'm crazy for either one of them technically, but absolutely said no to both. So that's where we're at on that. If you have a Bronco Raptor, hey, that's I'll invite me to ride along sometime or film you having some fun, because they are awesome machines. So there's no love lost there. I just want to explain that for sure. Cigar Texan said Dark Horse would be my choice over a Raptor. Well, thanks for helping me out on that, because it was a hard decision. I mean, seriously, you don't want to make, and I've been talking about it forever. So I don't want to seem wishy-washy, but I mean, it's been, well, I told Becky that we opted in to order one last year, April, at Super Celebration East. So, that's where we're at on that. So, all right. Next week's guest is going to be Tom Broberg with Super. He's the organizer and the man behind the idea originally, and the Super Celebration East, or at least the Super Celebration in general, but in particular where we're going next month, Super Celebration East. So Tom's going to be with us next week as our guest for the hour. And we have a pretty cool announcement that we're going to be leading a drive. And next week, we're going to announce that drive. And if it doesn't leak out between now and then, we're going to announce that drive, where it is and when it is. And that's going to be cool. So if you're going to be in Super Celebration East, we would love to have you join us for that. We'll announce the day, the time, and where we're going next week. Tom will do that. And it's going to be fun. It's going to be very exciting. I do have a video queued up here of last year we went on a drive. And so we're just going to kind of, if you haven't been to Super Celebration East, this video will be for you. What is it like to, go through the winding mountain roads in Townsend, Tennessee, and head to some of the local attractions? And don't worry, where we're headed is not where we went last year. So we'll give you that much of a hint. So it's going to be cool. So let's get back to the comments here. Cigar Texan said, nothing wrong with another Ford. I hear you. Hey, what's going? They are both sweet, sir. Yeah. Hey, what's going on, Manny? Yeah, they are. And one of the things, I know this is Bronco Talk. We've set up a live stream for Mustangs. It's called the Mustang Roundup. It's going to be on Sunday nights at 8 p.m. So join us for that. I think we're going to have some starting to reach out to other Mustang channels to see if we can bring in some expertise from over there on their channels. But today I did get a chance to stop and sit in a Shelby GT350 that had the Recaro seats. Now, if you ever want to see something that's almost a 50-50 decision online, if you look up videos about Recaro seats, in the Mustang in particular, you'll see almost half of the people love them and almost half hate them. I sat on them today, and I think other than a little bit of the side pressing on your legs, the seat fits me. It's like it was made for me. So I think that's going to be fun. And it got me thinking about Bronco seats. I wonder, and something tells me maybe I've seen it or maybe I was imagining it. Has someone done Recaro seats of some type in a Bronco? Um, so Cigar Texan, yes, 6-speed Tremec. Yeah, it's 355 rear gear. I think it's 375 when you do the 10-speed auto. Either I have it reversed. I think it's 355 with the 6-speed and 375 with the 10-speed. So I did go with the manual, absolutely. And I love driving manuals. See, Dwayne, I may have missed. Is your darker? Okay, I'm going to 60 there. I just answered that as well. Bronco 78 said, I didn't participate in any of the drives last year. Well, hopefully you can join us this year because that would be also pretty fun. So Cigar Texan said, I won a 1970 Bronco. Yeah, Nick's got one of the OG Broncos that hopefully one of these days we're going to be able to catch up with him and see it. And it would be awesome to do a review. You know, Nick's been with us watching this channel and just on our live stream for a very long time. So Nick, thank you very much for that. Along with everyone else, Jonathan Fall, Cigar Texan, thanks, Draco 78, Andrea, thank you very much. You're here each and every week, and we appreciate you. And and Manning, like long time no see there, pretty cool. But we're going to talk next week in detail with, like I said, Tom, the man behind the idea, and Gavin has some good questions about Super Celebration, and it's just a cool event when we cue up this video and you get to see it. We'll talk about it a little bit. Bob Masters, hey, what is going on? I didn't see your comment in there. But thanks for joining us, by the way. So, yes, we did back out of the Bronco Raptor. Yes, it did hurt. I am a little bummed by it. We do have some business expansion stuff. The economy doesn't make me feel warm and fuzzy. There's 101 decisions. The decision is, do you need 3 Broncos at one time?
I would much rather have.
Yeah, what's your opinion on that, sir?
I would much rather have the Dark Horse than another Raptor, or another Bronco. Although I love the Bronco Raptor.
Yeah, such a cool
from
ride.
Andrea. He let us review his, which was very nice, and we don't have a newer Mustang.
Right.
Our newest Mustang is a 2010. And
It's
also
my daughter's car.
Yeah. And that would be very cool to, instead of having 3 Broncos, having a new Dark Horse would be very cool. Yeah.
So, and Gavin, what color did you pick? Because I didn't have anything to do with the color.
What was it?
Come on, you forgot already?
I forgot.
It's Atlas Blue.
Atlas Blue.
Yeah, Atlas Blue. So, I think what's going to happen is in a few years, we'll see how everything treats us and maybe a Bronco Raptor shows back up. But it's, anyway, it is what it is. Best decisions out there. All Terrain Nation said, Gavin, we needed to do another walk around at Supercell. Well, he's your guy. Mm-hmm. He'll do it. And thanks for that super chat, by the way, the $4.99 super chat. Thank you so much, David, for that. Appreciate that, Dave and Kelly. But yeah, Tom's going to be with us next week. We're going to talk about the drive. We're going to be leading. We also have a special guest that's going to be joining us on that live and helping. It's not just me. So there's going to be someone else. And we're going to leave that a secret until next week. So we have a guest driver along with us, a guest drive, and Tom will announce that next week. So it's going to be really cool. Super excited to be asked. It's awesome. Gavin and I went to Supercell, 2021? First time?
That was the first time we've been for the new Bronco.
And, you could say you were super excited because... Super cell excited because...
Super cell excited.
So, because we were going to see the Bronco in action for the first time, because at that point, I'd only seen 2 of them at a at a car dealer when they did sort of the touring America type thing, and you couldn't drive it or anything. You couldn't even crank it up, but you could just look at them. Super excited to go see those, sit in them. I said it again, so it must be something to it. But to go on a ride along, not only do you get to see different trims, but you actually got to ride in one off road. So how cool was that? So Ford's marketing team definitely knew what they were doing there. And so that year 21 was just exciting on a whole lot of levels, meeting new people, seeing new stuff, filming a lot of new content, of course. And we haven't perfected the thumbnail thing yet. I don't know if Dave, if you were here earlier, but talked about that. But the second year, last year, we got to take our Broncos with us. So that was even better because the first year you could only see Ford's Broncos. And last year you got to take yours and see just hundreds. I don't know if there was thousands, but there was hundreds of Broncos there.
Yeah.
Now, I don't know what the count is. Maybe next week we can get an accurate count of how many people have registered to go this year, but I hear it's the biggest one ever. And it's just going to be fun. It's going to be, expanding, more drives, more stuff to do. I'm sure more vendors.
More people to meet.
And cool stuff to do. So don't forget Thursday night, I think it's April 20th. So Supercell starts on the 19th. And let's jump in that website here, but I think it's the 19th. Thursday night, we're going to be at a restaurant called The Local Goat. It's in Pigeon Forge. We're going to be there from like 8 to 10 or whenever. Might go I have a feeling it'll go longer than 10. So
Definitely.
Wednesday night, we'll be doing a live stream from Pigeon Forge. And Wednesday, April 19th. Then Thursday, we'll be at Local Goat. And then Friday and Saturday nights will be wherever we end up. So it's going to be fun. Let's see. Nick.
What would be really cool? If there's anyone that's on, like, traveling on if Andrea comes and he's, like, traveling on the same interstate as us or something, we could meet up. If the timing's right, we could meet up at some point. And if there's more people, just like a fleet of Broncos and other stuff going on.
I have a feeling this year, because it's so much bigger, we'll definitely pass some people going there. Yeah,
because last year we saw a trailer, an enclosed trailer. We didn't get to see what's in it, but we speculate that it was a Bronco or something for Supercell.
Yep. Well, yeah, because it was last year, right? Yeah, we did see that last year.
We're going in the Bronco.
Yeah. So let's get back to the comment here. Nick said there is a 2-door Velocity Blue Black Diamond Bronco sitting at my local dealership. Yeah, depends on what kind of ADM they're sticking on it. I hope I don't have to start having my opinion on ADMs in the near future, but I thought that those were starting to go down a little bit tonight. Went somewhere and looked at some vehicles, and there was 5,000 ADM on Big Ben's. So leave it at that where we were there. Let's see. Bronco 78 said, I'll just stick to my 78. Well, I would too, because it is a nice Bronco and it definitely sounds good. Now, the only V8 that was in that, I don't know. What about Photobomb Steve? Did he have a V8?
I think he had a V8.
I think he had a V8, but it didn't sound like Bronco 78.
The older Broncos had giant engines.
Yeah.
They were huge.
Let's see. Nick, now the comment here, I'd love to get it to match up 1970 Bronco. Okay, you guys are talking about some Bronco stuff. Poor boy problems left. Yeah, hey, anyway, I think a lot of people's got stuff going on nowadays. Ford Video Guy, what is going on? Great show last night, by the way. Really enjoyed it. Always some good times there. Overlanding for fun. What's going on, Tim? Nice to see you in the chat here. I think we're gonna have to catch up here this week. Say hello. Cigar Texans talking about a lift here. So my lift is finally showing up Friday. Awesome. Tell us a little bit about it. What is it? If you can share it, or if you want to share it, tell us a little bit about the lift. So a lot of people are Well, I don't know if you've ever. I think it's what is it? Sherrod? Is that the name of the company?
Sherrod. It's either Sherrod.
Hold on. Let's go
or
to the picture
Sherrod.
here.
It's SH.
It's. I thought it was Sherwood, but it's not. So it's Sherrod. SHERROD. So this company takes F-150s and 250s, and I'm sure they do other vehicles, but they take our local dealership here, and they basically take a standard, say 250 in the case that we saw. I'm going to post this later on Instagram, and they put lift kits, wheels, tires, probably some other stuff that they do to it as well. And it adds a chunk of money. But I think when the Broncos,
97 grand.
well, the total for this F-250 was $97,000. So that was, anyway, I'm wondering when the Broncos start to, let me say, slow down. Not like that's a negative thing, but when there becomes a more balance in the market, when when they can build enough to satisfy who's ordered ones, and there's a little bit more inventory. I wonder if this company, Sherrod, who I know nothing about other than they really pick some cool looking wheels, and they, from all indications, do a great job from what I've seen. I wonder if they're going to start doing Broncos. What do you think?
I hope they do.
And not only them, but hypothetically, what other companies out there will start to take Broncos and modify them like that? Other than, I'm sure you can do something now with maybe Roush or someone like that.
Imagine a Shelby Bronco. Because we already have the Shelby F-150, and we already have a Shelby Mustang.
Well, I think they're working on that. What are you doing, man? You're trying to put a pin on your shirt. I'm like, what are you doing over there? Ryan said, I got my Everglades on Saturday, so pumped. Congratulations, Ryan. That is awesome. I know we've been talking about that on this channel, seeing your comments. You've been waiting. That is awesome. Was it Eruption Green, by the way? I can't remember if you did Eruption Green or what. Manny said, where should I stay at? You said something about Pigeon Forge. Yeah, Pigeon Forge, in my opinion, if you want something to do after the event, is where you should stay. And we have a dog barking in the back. Sorry about that. I will message you on where we're staying, and you can see if there's any rooms available. It's no frills. It's a nice place. The water runs, the drains work, the HVAC works, and it's clean.
It's a clean place. It's quiet. There's stuff all around it. And you can walk to dinner or lunch.
Yeah.
Or breakfast.
So don't tell them exactly how close. But I will message you after the show where we're staying. And it would be cool if there's some vacancy there. So be pretty cool. Let's go back to the comments and see. Oh, and by the way, Tim, I did now just see what did I win part.
You won
a sticker. We're giving these away, Tim. Now, you can actually buy these on our website. The picture's not up there. They're only like $2, but I have these at Supercell. So meet up with me at Supercell, and we'll start doing those there. But yeah, Manny, get back to your comment. Pigeon Forge, definitely. I'll message you where, and it's cool. It's Cigar Section said hadn't seen Tim in forever. Yeah, Tim can tell you where he's been, but I know he's got a lot of stuff going on. Some videos dropping, if not dropped already, with some modifications to his Bronco.
Oh, yeah, he's been lighting up Instagram.
Oh yeah, Instagram really going. Bronco 78 said bigger engine with half the horsepower. New Bronco. Yep. I'm going in 60, 10 speed, 355. Okay, so I had it reversed. So getting back to the Dark Horse, talking Mustang stuff. I'm going to 60. Thank you for that. I was afraid that I might have had it backwards or whatever, but I knew it was one of the other. So it sounds good, and it actually makes sense too. Nick is out for the night. Good night, Nick. Thanks for tuning in. We appreciate you as always.
Speaking of being out for the night.
Are you headed out?
Yeah.
All right, buddy. Let's see. Cigar Texan said, hey, come over here and say goodbye to everyone. And then
I'm trying to get this pen.
You can be out. Well, I'm pretty sure you can do that after you say goodbye to everyone.
don't want to sleep on it. That would hurt.
That would hurt. That wouldn't be good.
That would be...
All right. Well, Gavin, because, we moved our show back to 9 p.m. He really can't stay more than about 30 minutes. So we are at 9:30 and he's out.
Yep.
You want to say goodbye?
Hold on.
I think he's commenting here. But anyway, yeah, and Gavin, the Gavinator, he's going to be there doing some really cool stuff. Say goodbye to everyone.
Good night, everybody. I know y'all are sending chat. Can't fund all of them right now.
You can.
But good night, everybody. So,
hey, and I appreciate everybody calling them.
78, Cigar Texan, Dirk. I'm going in 60. Tim, Jonathan, Steve, P, and Bronco Dude.
Awesome.
Good night, everybody.
Thank you, everyone.
And
hey,
everybody who. Everybody else.
But Ford Video guy said good night to you as well, Gavin. So I appreciate you guys nicknaming him the Gavinator. We're going to actually try to have his shirt.
Wasn't that, or who was that?
I don't know who said it first, but we're going to try to have his shirt.
Was it Tim?
I don't know who it was, man. I don't.
Anybody who has mentioned?
All right, get back. Cigar Texan said, waited so long and gave up. Waited so long and gave up on other lifts. Decided to go with the Fab Tech 3-inch with dirt Logics. Well, good deal. That'd be awesome. I don't know if you're on Instagram or Facebook or whatever. It'd be awesome to be able to see pictures of it when it's done. Our 21, I said earlier, but probably not going to do a lot of modifications, like crazy stuff to it. The first thing is going to be all the lighting. We have some lights that I've got to secure for the front of it soon, the winch. But by that time, the tires are going to need to be replaced. And, we'll see what we're going to do there. I don't really know. I love the wheels on the Bronco. I have no desire to get rid of the wheels. So we'll see what we can do there. Let's see. Cigar Texan is also going to do a 1-inch body lift, and that's pretty cool. Have you planned on or have you found something to help close the gap between the rear quarters and swing gate and the bumper? Or, an inch is not going to be a tremendous amount, but have you thought about that gap that's going to be in there? I'd love to know if you found something that, would close it up or not. It won't close it up, but adds some backdrop or whatever. It's like pinch weld covers, something like that. Ryan did get an eruption green with the tailgate. Awesome. Yeah, that tailgate is it's pretty sweet. Yeah. Ryan said, what were we even talking about? Tonight I'm rambling on between thumbnails, dark horses, and canceling our Bronco Raptor order. So let's see. Eruption green with stealth expel looks awesome. Yeah. There is an eruption. I think I mentioned it here on the channel. There's an eruption green Everglades. I'd say in our area. I don't see it every day, but it's just west of us. Every time I've seen it 3 times now total. Spotless, not a lick of dirt on it, and everything is pretty cool with it. I'm expecting one day they're going to take it off road and we're going to see it muddy. So we'll see how that works out. But yeah, as far as Gavin is concerned, thank you everybody for saying good night to Gavin on that. He's growing into this. We have his YouTube first ever solo video. I think it's the first one, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. It's actually a tech video. So there's going to be some.
Well, actually, no. Because I did that one on Gavin's Toy Garage of me at Supercell like the first year.
Okay. Second video, but the first tech video.
I'm astonished on how many views.
People can hear you but can't see you.
Those Bronco videos have got on my channel from either 2021 or 2022. One of them, it was 2021 then. It was a review of a 21 Cyber Orange Badlands 2-door in Sasquatch, and I was doing a swing gate review, and we just
oh yeah, you were doing that, yeah. So it's pretty cool. Hey, you also did the tailgate like Ryan has on his. You did that at Carlisle.
Yeah.
So I went to the Ford Nationals. Gavin got to do sort of
All
a
right,
fun one there.
950 views. We're almost at 1,000
Almost 1,000 views. That's pretty
on
cool.
that one. And then my 2021 Broncos on display at Super Celebration East. There was weird spaces.
597 views on another video.
So basically 600 views on one and 1,000 on the other.
All right. So next week we have Tom with Super Celebration.
Night, everybody.
Or Supercell. Good night, buddy. We have Tom with us. So the week after, I think we'll do. We'll talk about Gavin's channel and some of the early on Supercell videos that we did. It was our first time there, seeing a bunch of cool stuff. But definitely don't go anywhere. Listen, next week we'll have, like I said before, we'll have Tom with Super Celebration with us. It's going to be awesome. We're going to talk about a cool drive that's set up that myself and a special guest is going to lead, and that's going to be very cool. So just have to tune in next week, and I'll be advertising the heck out of it this week with user-friendly thumbnails, nothing crazy. The other thing we were going to talk about, let's share a screen here. I want to jump into this. Oh, let's see. Hopefully we didn't lose it. Don't go anywhere. Don't go anywhere. Try to share this thing. Oh, by the way, our software switched up a little bit, and I think we're going to have some. Some challenges trying to get this stuff here going. Let's see if we can do this. There we go. Actually, I'm going to take me out of the picture altogether. Let's head on over there. So, if you head over to Bronco Driver Magazine, you'll see you have the home, the magazine, shop Bronco gear, events, resources, contacts. It's always good information to have. So when you scroll this, you'll see you have everything from the magazine to some gear, pretty cool digital downloads, vintage stuff there. And then you actually get to see the placards there, the Tennessee, Wisconsin, Colorado. And I think we have potentially some news on another one happening. You can click on vendors, the Bronco clubs, and other Bronco events. So if you go down and join them on Facebook, you can stay in the know. So let's click on Tennessee here. And I just want to show this in case you're not, if you haven't reserved anything, you will need to buy tickets to enter your Bronco into the show. And then, of course, there's different options. If you don't go into the show, you park outside, there's parking and things like that. So this tells you all of that. This is some great information as well. This Super Celebration has been going since 2006. We'll talk about that in detail next Wednesday, April 19th to the 22nd of this year, 2023. So you're going to notice all your information. You can click on that. Registration is now open. It's $80 per Bronco. And that's there again, if you are in the show area. It includes all the stuff that you'll see over here on the left-hand side. And I got to tell you, the shirt, like we got a shirt last year. The shirt was great. Loved it. Still wear it. Probably wear it next week for the heck of it. But had a blast. And we'll talk about this in detail next week, but if you're on the fence about doing it, and if there's any kind of stress going on in your life, just go. You'll meet some really cool people. You'll see some really awesome Broncos, no doubt. And you'll get like I said, you'll meet people. You'll see Broncos. You'll get ideas. What if you've been thinking about a particular part, right? What if you've been looking at a certain bumper and you're not sure what it would look like, or how easy was it to go on, or what did it do to the cameras, and how do you modify that? When you go there, it's a good probability, if I can say that, of the part that you want might just be on someone's Bronco, and you can actually see it, and you can talk to who did it, how hard was it, do they like it, whatever. The best thing about the show is you actually get to see the finished product versus just picking it out of a magazine off of, a website, what I mean by that, but a catalog or wherever you go to get your parts. You're not just getting it. You've seen one drive down the road, but you actually get to see this and talk to them. Do they like it? And that's a really cool thing there. So, and Manny said, just registered. Congratulations. I'll tell you, it's going to be fun. Beautiful country, by the way. And I'm actually getting ready to share this video here. So we're going to stop this screen sharing and we're going to add something else here. So we last year cruised the town of Elkmont. It's sort of I guess you want to call it a abandoned type. They call it abandoned town, I think it is, but it's more like a resort, where people used to go kind of hang out on the weekends. I don't know the exact history, but you can look it up, and it's pretty cool. But next week we're going to talk to Tom about this in detail as well. But let's check this out. Now I've got to do a couple things here. I want to try to add this in and see if we can play it. Let me head on over to YouTube and do it this way. All right, so this may mute me, so I may not be able to talk over it, but I'm going to show you. That's Tim with Overlanding for Fun in front of us. And if you notice right here on the right-hand side, that's all rock. To the left is a river. I don't know the name of it, but the trout were calling my name as we were driving by. But I'm just going to let this play. Just check it out. There's going to be some audio in there, and see what you think. Hello, Tim.
He's rolling. Reach out and touch that one. I know, it's so scary. Intimidating. Stream on the left, cliffs on the right. Broncos in the front, Broncos in the back. You're in the running water.
All right, so this is Elkmont, the ghost town of Elkmont. And I guess these are the old structures that they're working on restoring them.
They look like old cottages.
Yeah, that older one.
Like an old campy vacation
Wow.
place,
Unstable structure. I get it. Look at the old chimney up there. We can't see it from here.
Oh wow. Yeah.
Hey, Gavin, why don't you shoot through here? Look at that. Look at these old stone chimneys.
So this is the area where people in the 1920s would ride the train, and the wealthy people would come to vacation here. So these are little vacation houses.
I think that's how it's
for the
advertised
wealthy.
as the vacation rentals for the wealthy.
So this is where they used to hang out.
And you have to wonder, like, when they say
Look at that
wealthy,
little cabin back there. That looks like the maid's quarters.
So, what'd you think? Yeah, Bronco 78 said there's an old cemetery up there too. We didn't see that. Ford Video, good night. Need to run, get my daughter. Okay, thanks for tuning in, by the way, Tim. Thank you for that. Appreciate that. Bronco 78, there's a little more to see if you stop and walk around a little. Good point. In that nature of that drive, you go there, go through it, leave. Generally speaking, maybe this Sunday we're not going to Gatlinburg, so we're going to have some time to do something around Townsend before we head back to Virginia. So maybe we'll do something like that. Yeah, and Tim, I don't know if you're still here. He said it looks fun. it was totally awesome. Driving those curves and everything. Tim, does that spare tire make my butt look good? I don't know. I wasn't looking, so that's a good. uh, Bronco 78 said that's my backyard, my getaway place. Well, that's one heck of a backyard to have, I'll tell you, because I truly, truly loved it up there. Um, Getting away from this drive, particularly Cigar Texan said, if I put the F100 on a Bronco frame, I guess I could do both the same. Yeah, absolutely. Resto mods are pretty cool. I The thing I like about resto mods, like my old Mustang, is you get to do what you want to do. You don't have to do what, like Concourse, certain ways you got to put it back, make it, original, right? With the resto mod, it's a little of whatever. I posted on Instagram a picture of the interior of my 66 Mustang. Now, this could be your Bronco if you have an older one, an early Bronco, but we have stock pony interior as far as the seats are concerned, but all of the gauges, custom gauges, and the switches, which controls everything in the car, is between the seats. And we took the radio out and covered that hole up that's in the dash. The electronics, the ignition and everything is in the glove box. So Resto Mod gets into all that cool stuff. And that's what I like seeing some of the early Broncos with, really late model kind of, or like, I'd say not even late model. Within the last 2 or 3 years, there was a couple of first gen Broncos sitting on a front wheel drive or all wheel drive chassis with fuel injected 4 cylinders, maybe V6s. These guys were from, I think, Las Vegas. They were from. They had 2 of them. Amazing. Going to try. Hopefully, they're going to be there this year and be able to do a walk around, because you get to see something like that. That's just sweet. You wouldn't know it too. They didn't go crazy on the resto modification on the exterior. It was mainly the drivetrain, and so that was very cool. Johnny said, I drove the 3.0 and it's very comfortable. So I'm assuming I got to go back up. I'm kind of going the wrong way with the comments here. So I'll do the graphic coding on mine. It comes in a lot of trouble design between the Badlands 2.7 non-Sasquatch or extra 10K for the Wild Track that has a 3.0. Cool and comfortable, 10,000 hertz. 10,000 hurts quite a bit, let me tell you. Definitely hurts quite a bit there. And I understand someone that was on Bronco 6G, I think it was, on the Facebook page, they were talking how the 3.0 suspension was just right. I mean, it's perfect. So, I mean, if you're looking for that little bit of extra performance in the suspension, maybe you do the Wild Track with the 3.0. So that's going to be cool. Now, commodity shortages, I really don't know what's happening with all that. So let's see. Bronco 78 said you have to turn off to the left shortly after you turn on that road. Gotcha. Cigar Texan, it is very cool. That drive up there with you couldn't really see it, but that river to the left and the mountains to the right going up the mountain, nothing better. It is just a cool thing. Jessica Dunn said 3.0 would be hard to resist. I agree, Jessica, with that. Yeah, and so, the decision for us to, speaking of a 3.0, not in the suspension, but in the engine and the 4.0 suspension, the Bronco Raptor was a hard decision not to be able to do it, but reality is reality, right? You can't do everything. So we made that decision this week. It's done, over with. We'll see what the future holds. We do have a huge expansion personally in our business that's may or may not happen, and then we're working through that. So we've had to kind of, pinch the pennies there. But getting the Dark Horse, I think, was important because we have the 2 Broncos now, but mainly because it is the first of the last V8 Mustangs out there. And, when you look at the modifications that you can do to a Dark Horse, nothing wrong with the GT or the EcoBoost at all, but I'm just talking of what I saw in September. Now, to give you a timeline, it was last April at Super Celebration East that I let Becky know that the dealer called and said, "Hey, we have this, we have this build here if you want to take it." And no one, we switched an order. We had an order in the system. We switched over to the Raptor. Anyway, long story short, we've been waiting since then. No news, don't know what's going on there. So that's part of it. But in September, when we were at Hart Plaza in Detroit at the global launch of the Mustang, we had someone nice enough to invite us up there. It was insane. And I got to be, touch that car and to see every little nook and cranny on it. And it was all us. So I was thinking, well, maybe the Raptor will come in December and then we'll keep it for a few months. Dark Horse gets here, we'll sell it. Well, the way it's looking right now, it'd probably be the same week, right? So we had to cut the one off. So that's it. And that's that. And if anyone's watching right now, if you, and I appreciate everyone that tuned in earlier. If you haven't, by the way, hit that thumbs up for me. We're definitely looking for YouTube to spread the words. But like I said, if you tuning in late and you saw my thumbnail from yesterday, I apologize for that. I didn't try to, clickbait anything. I had, if you want to know, it said canceled and it showed the Bronco on there, the Bronco Raptor. I didn't mean it to say it, like I was insinuating that. It was just, we canceled our order. You live and you learn. So we're done. And, but that's it. So let's see what Manny said. The 3.0 suspension I drove, was night and day difference from the Bilsteins. Way more plush. Good deal. So, here's someone with personal experience on it saying it's more plush. So what's $10,000? You get something that's a lot, is rarer a word? In other words, there's not as many of them out there, rarer. It's more of an exclusive option, right? The wild track, first of all, there's less wild tracks on the road, I think, than Badlands or most other trims. But then on top of that, add the 3.0 suspension, the Haas 3.0. I think that if you look at one for resale, and maybe Manny, you could help me out on this, but resale would probably benefit you as well. 10K is 10K. But what do you get for that? So you get something that not everyone has. You get something that's more comfortable, which is the most important thing. Not that the reason why I say not that everyone has, I don't mean it like elitist type stuff. I mean it on resale. So it helps you, right? When there's not so many on the used market like that, you have something that's got a higher value to it. So someone would pay you more for it. That's what I mean by that. But, it may be worth it. I don't know. But if you drive it and it's super comfortable, so it's like today, I sat in the Recaro seats, thanks to our friend Manny there. But Shelby GT 350 Recaro seats in it, the newer version, not the older ones, but the more like what's going to come into Dark Horse. Some people like them, some people hate them. I don't really know what the deal is, but I was thinking about it all day. I said, I'm perfect. Same thing with suspension. Someone might like something that's a little softer, and some people want to feel more of the road. We're all different, perception and driving style. How do you like a hard suspension or a softer suspension? Like some Jeep guys, they're totally in love with, white knuckling it on the road, hanging on to with the, death wobble or wandering over the road. When they modify with the solid axle and they do big stuff. The Bronco, I like being able to track straight down the road and not have a full-time job keeping it on the road. Now 44s and Moab, there's going to be some issues, I guess. But so the good news is we all don't like the same thing, right? So there's a little bit of variety in there. So I think the 3.0 would be definitely something that you'd want to look into. Definitely for sure. Let's hit back to the comments here. Let's see. Oh, here's a new one. I haven't seen this name pop up tonight. Cades Cove. So Dirk, thanks for mentioning that. So Cades Cove is pretty cool. I haven't been, but I've watched a lot of videos on it. I want to go. It's definitely somewhere cool. Dirk Connor, very cool, but gets a lot of tourists. That's the only downfall to it. the advantages of being semi-local, like Bronco 78's playground there, so he knows. Yeah, you get overrun with tourists, and I get it. It's like Virginia Beach, Virginia. Certain parts of the year it gets congested. So Jessica Dunn said, "I didn't even think it was clickbait. Seemed like a normal YouTube." Okay, well, this was if you saw the original one just said canceled on it. I took a lot of incoming over that, and I felt like garbage all day because that's not who we are. Like I said, we don't have the shock and awe, facial expressions or no, no one's in bathing suits on nothing, nothing like that. You don't want to see me on that for Pete's sakes, but I mean, we don't do any of that stuff, and whatever. So thank you for saying that, though. I definitely appreciate that. Bronco 78, right over through there. I think you have a motorcycle too, don't you? I'm Gone in 60 has an opinion on this, by the way. So the Wild Track, definitely worth getting the Wild Track 3.0. Haas basically is a mini Raptor, and that's probably the best way of putting it. I've heard that from other people that have driven both the Raptor and the Wild Track 3.0. And they did say there's a lot of similarities in there. And part of it is that softness of it, but responsive, right? So it's not like a out of control, squishy suspension. It is really tuned and for your environment or for your road or terrain that you're on, I should say. But, now here, Manny said, I think a Badlands will put similar money to a Wild Track 3.0. Yeah. Well, okay. And it, like I said, a Badlands is, in my humble opinion, just one person's opinion, is the most capable Bronco that you can buy other than the Raptor. The Raptor's on a plane of its own, right? I'm talking the base trims. Because of trail turn assist and front and rear locker, and pretty much you get every option there, especially the Badlands Sasquatch, right? You get 35s. That's what we have two of. We like them. So I think there's a lot of upside and a lot of potential there. So, and we have 2 minutes to go. So we're trying to stay true to our word and do an hour, unless we have a guest and a guest decides to go over a little bit, we'll go over. But for me and Gavin, he's only here half the show. We're going to do an hour. So a couple more minutes. Get your comments, your questions, get everything in right now, because at 10 o'clock, we're going to be wrapping this up. And by the way, if I haven't said it tonight, thank you all for being here. I appreciate you, each and every one of you tuning in. I'm super excited each Wednesday to see the comments, and definitely building a family here, I think. And we'll get to see a lot of you at Super Celebration East. That's going to be fun. We're going to have a blast. And remember, outside of the show, there's stuff to do in Pigeon Forge, and Gavin wants to race everyone in go-kart. So maybe we'll do a fun little wager there. I don't know. Put up $100 or something to your favorite charity and or something. I don't know. We'll figure it all out. TJ Miller. Hey, by the way, TJ, on the Facebook, I saw your what was it? You put a picture. It was a meme, or not a meme, but Giphy or whatever. Yeah, that was pretty funny. But you just made it in time. Well, don't go anywhere yet. We have a whole minute left, I think. It might go over a minute. Let's see. Bronco 78 said, I used to have a motorcycle, but recently sold it, trying to downsize so I can focus on more of the Bronco. Downsizing right now, or in business, as you in business as well, but we getting skinny in the business. That's what everybody is concentrating on right now. So it is not a it's not a downside. Yeah, I know. I'm sorry. No, I have, like I said, by the way, I still think the Bronco Raptor is, out of all the Bronco trims overall, obviously it's the best, most horsepower, best suspension. And you pay for it all, right? But you do have that. But for practicality reasons, I think the Badlands, out of the rest of the trims, in my opinion, is the best for the money. probably a close second. If I drove a Wild Track 3.0, I might change my mind on that. So, that is a let's say possibility. Driving a Wild Track 3.0, I'm definitely not buying one. But someone in the area is supposed to be getting word on one soon. We'll see if that works out. If it does, it's going to be a review on the channel. But if I get to do something, that'd be awesome. Dirk Connor, thank you for that super chat. Thank you. Congratulations on the Dark Horse. I'm a little jealous. Well, don't be jealous because, hey, yeah, I can loan it to you for a couple months. Just make the payments for those months you have it, and we're all good. Now it's going to be fun. It definitely is going to be fun. It's a big nut to crack for a car. But if you look at it, the way we built this car, and watch out for the video, we're going to do the breakdown of how I built it and why. Now, I know Mustangs, okay, that from the early 64.5, 66. I have the 66. We've modified and hot rodded and built plenty of them. I even have a 74 Mustang too. And I know there's haters out there, but that car was cool. That was my first car ever. And I made that little 2300 run extremely hard, and it was reliable. People that joke me, oh, you got a little four banger. When they were beside the road with something else wrong, that 2300 just ran like a sewing machine. But I had a 2007 Shelby GT500. That car was awesome. That's when Ford really started upping the horsepower, but they didn't have the suspension exactly where it needed to be, in my opinion, and completely different now. I mean, now you literally have a race car that you can title and insure and drive on the road. So totally night and day. But we'll go over that on the Mustang channel. But Dirk, thank you for that 1999 super chat. Thank you so much. We definitely appreciate it. TJ Miller I'd say the Dark Horse and 2 Broncos is a better deal than 3 Broncos. Yeah, thanks for reassuring me. I think you're right. I know that it's going to be fun to be able to drive a Mustang again, and really looking forward to it. It's going to be some cool stuff. And I will tell you, I mean, quite honestly, Becky wants to be in a Range Rover Sport again in the next couple of years. I mean, she loves her Bronco. Don't get me wrong. She would drive both, probably both, but she there's a little bit of her that wants a new Range Rover Sport. So, unfortunately, I got her into Range Rovers, right? So what's that? Bronco 78 said, Badlands Sasquatch makes the most sense for what I would use it for. I totally agree with that. And that's why I'm so comfortable with ours. I just think it's a perfect fit for what we're doing. Gavin and I went to a dealership tonight, and he wanted to shoot some videos of different vehicles they had. And I just couldn't help to see it sitting there in the lot with the other Broncos. And man, it's just, I'm so happy with it. And the Area 51, I struggled with Area 51, by the way. And yes, we're 4 minutes over. I struggled with Area 51. Super Celebration East is what put my mind at ease on that. So when we went in 21, I was able to see a dirty one with dust on it, a little bit of mud and some rain. Then I saw one that Ford just brought clean, immaculate. You could see what it looked like clean. You could see what it looked like on a cloudy day. Because believe it or not, Area 51 is very light sensitive. So cloudy, rainy day, it looks more gray, sunny, more blue. So it's just a cool color. So I'm totally happy with it. Some people hate it. Some people love it. I really like it. So, Super Celebration East took me from almost a panic wanting to change to about every color Ford offered to staying with Area 51. Of course, Eruption Green was easy when Ford kicked that in for 22. That made, because the second Bronco was originally race red, which I like. The Eruption Green, though, just popped. That metallic in that, just a beautiful color. TJ Miller said, you sticking around the idea? Are you kicking around? Sorry, glasses don't work. Are you kicking around the idea of going to Carlisle All Ford Nationals? So Gavin and I go every year now. We will be there this year as well. Definitely be there. Are we taking the Mustang to put it on the chassis dyno and blow the engine up? Hopefully not. Slim chance, but probably driving a Bronco up. And maybe this time we're going to go stay up at the battlefields in that general area, and then head over. So we'll see what we're going to do. But we will be at Carlisle this year. So definitely have to try to connect if you're going to be there. And depending on schedule, if everything goes well, the Dark Horse will be driving it to Woodward Dream Cruise. So everyone up in Detroit there that we know and watches us, hopefully be able to see you up there. But yes, we will definitely be there. The only question is, what are we driving? I don't know. I'm actually, after the show tonight, I finally made up my mind to go to the Mustang Museum, where they were selling bricks for years. They engrave your family's name and your car that you have, and they put it down into the area where you walk up to the museum. So we did that a few years ago. Gavin was too young to remember it. So April 14th and 15th, the Mustang Museum in Charlotte, North Carolina is having a big event, the Mustang Days. As of right now, if we can get the black car back together, because I have that water leak, once we get that fixed, we're going to have the black and gold Mustang there. So if you're going to be, or if you're in the Charlotte area, April 14th and 15th, we will be there with the Mustang. And then, of course, we're turning around that next Wednesday and headed to Supercell. So we have a busy April here. Let's see. I'm going in 60s. Said I built the 24 Mustang base GT, premium GT, base Dark Horse, and premium Dark Horse. Several times of work today and yesterday. Yeah, that's I'm going at 60. We definitely need to connect. I'd love to hear about that. I think you'll see when you see my build, hopefully everyone will agree that it's from someone that likes to go fast perspective, if there's something to say about that. I think it's going to be a good build. So let's see. Gonna try to bring my 03 Mach 1 up on Saturday as long as it doesn't rain. Yeah, I hear you. I don't blame you if it rains not driving it, not at all. But I definitely like to catch up with you. We will be there. I say we will, providing some outside craziness doesn't happen or whatever. We will be there. Tony's Fords and Mustangs YouTube channel. Tony, I don't know if he's going to go or not. He has a great channel if you like Mustang content and of course other Ford stuff, but a lot of really good stuff. Tony's Fords and Mustang on YouTube. They're really good channel. Go check it out. Hopefully I get to catch up with him up there. That would be awesome if he could be there. Let's see. That's it. So folks, I'm 8 minutes late. So you know what? That's fine. We have the comments coming in. Let's go. Last call for comments, questions, anything I can help out with. Appreciate you all being here tonight. There's 22, 23 of us, 24 maybe right here, right now. Went as high as 36. Thank you for that. But if you would hit the like button for me so YouTube will spread the word. Definitely appreciate each and every one of you being here, and that's going to be fun. Yeah, I'm going in 60. I'm doing the video here probably this weekend. We haven't uploaded a lot of videos because, and I don't ever mix, I say ever. I try not to mix too much of business and this channel together, but I will when this deal's done to explain where I've been. I think I've got one video uploaded other than a short in the last 3 weeks. So been a little overwhelmed. Hopefully that's coming to an end and Gavin and I get to just go to town again, especially Supercell. There's going to be tons of footage there. We're going to have some fun with that. So I'll include you guys in for that, but appreciate you all being here. Thank you very much. Thanks for joining us. And thanks for the Andrea for the super chat, Dirk Connor for the super chat, and All Terrain Nation for your super chat. You guys are great. You're awesome. Thanks for the comments. And I look forward to talking to you next week. Don't forget, we're going to have Tom with Super Celebration in the house next weekend. And the dog's not going to be barking next week. I promise. I promise. All right, everyone. See you. All right. Bye.